Alright, welcome back, everybody, and we're going to do a pod review on a pepper that's down here, and I think it's ready. Got to get by all this madness. Get back in here. Rip these plants out of my way because these plants are like unbelievable. I'll never grow this thing in here again. That's that thing that's hanging over there. I don't know if you can see it. You see that big? You see like that big water jug thing over there? Kind of hanging. There's a bunch of them hanging in here. That's a gourd. Man, those things really took off this year. But anyway, we got some Roxa peppers here. Unfortunately, this plant is dropping all its leaves. It's the very end of the year. Part of that is my fault, and that's because I didn't get started until way too late with peppers. But I still managed to get a few off of here. We're going to be growing. We're going to winter this one over, and we're going to grow it out next year and see if we can get a lot bigger pods on it and whatnot. But I got enough here for me to actually do a review on, and I would imagine that's probably right. So this is called a Roxa pepper, just so you know. These are called Roxas. It's a small little family of peppers that are referred to as Roxas, and this particular one is called Cheiro Roxa, whatever you pronounce it for yourself. That's what it says. Here's the pepper. Let's get you into a little better light. Get out of the madness. Get on over here. Well, life is normal. Partly normal anyway. So here it is. That's what it looks like. It's a pretty interesting looking pepper. Very beautiful colors. These Roxa peppers start to fall into the habanero type peppers. This ain't a habanero, but it has a lot of similarities to a habanero as far as taste, the heat on it. These are not little light heat peppers. These peppers are usually pretty scorching, and they will do a number on you. So they're pretty hot, and we're going to taste test this right now. So let's turn you around and give that a go. Alright, welcome back, everybody. We're going to do a pod review for you today. It's going to be on this pepper right here, and that is called the Cheiro Roxa. I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce that offhand, but that's it right there. It's a gorgeous little pepper. As you can see, it's a nice little Roxa. I'll show you the top. It's nice and purple. Not sure how well that's coming in. Beautiful little pepper. I know that these peppers can be really, really hot. I've eaten these before, and this is my first year growing them. But boy, they can have some heat on them. Yeah, they could throw you for a loop. So here it is. Let's give that a go. That's hot. Okay, let's let the heat build on that, and we could talk a little bit about the flavor. Okay, so the flavor on the thing got an interesting flavor. It kind of tastes like habaneros type flavor, but not quite like a habanero. It has a fruitiness like it. But at the same time, it also has, this particular one anyway, also has like another type of overtone to it. It's very slightly fruity, but this one has more of a, I don't know how to say it, maybe cayenne flavor or something, or maybe fatali. I'm thinking fatali. It has a slight fatali type of flavor to it. It's kind of a rich flavor. It tastes really, really nice. It does have a like acidic type of effect to it. So it's kind of like tangy. Maybe it's supposed to ripen a little more. I don't know. I'm not sure. But it did have a little bit of a tanginess. Anyway, here we are. We'll take another bite. A lot of seeds in there. It's got a little bit of a fruity flavor. It also has a little bit of an undertone of like a peachy type. Like when you eat peachy peppers, like any of the peach habaneros or anything, they got a peachy type flavor to them. This kind of has that peachy type of flavor to it. And it's got a nice little fruity type of flavor with it. But it's not very strong. What's really coming out on this one is that wild pepper flavor. Almost like a bird pepper. Kind of has like a wildish type flavor, but it tastes really good though. It's not awkward or anything. It's a nice flavor. It goes really well in contrast with the the fruitiness of it. It just really works with it well. It's a really nice pepper. So far, let's talk about the heat. So far, the heat on this, I would say that the heat is probably, it's not very strong, maybe 5,000 on a Scoville. It's a very weird kind of a burn too. It's kind of like a macadam burn. It's a warm, glowing burn, just kind of heating up the front of my mouth where I chewed it. And I chewed it and I swished it around my mouth to see if I could get the full effect from it. And it's just like, it's mainly affecting where I first bit into it and chewed it up a little bit in the front, and then as my saliva built up, I kind of swished it. It's mostly where I bit it and chewed it up. That's where it all happens. But it's a warm, glowing type of burn, very much like a macadam burn. It's a very strange pepper. Kind of has like traits and attributes of like maybe slight bit of habanero, but it doesn't fall into any category of any major pepper. This thing's got like little attributes of different things from other pepper varieties. It's really strange. Like the flavor has its own little almost bird pepper type flavor with a little bit of a fruitiness to it. Some of that fruitiness is associated with the peachiness of a peachy type of pepper, like a peach habanero or something like that. It doesn't taste like a peach habanero, but there's that peach overtone and undertone with peach peppers. And it kind of has that in there a little bit. It had a little bit of maybe a very slight bit of a like either Vitali or a habanero type of accent to it. And really that's about it. And that was your flavor profile. And it kind of worked its way through, and then it's gone. It's not a spicy pepper either. So when I say spicy, I'm talking about that flavor just stays in your mouth for hours after you eat it. And some peppers really exhibit that quite a bit. This one doesn't really have a spicy effect to it. I ate it and it did its thing, and it seems like it's already going away. So a very interesting, little thing of flavor that it just kind of walked me through. Now, as far as the heat goes, again, where would I put that number? I wouldn't go any higher than 5,000. I'd probably even go a little lower than that. It's a warm, glowing type of burn. It's really burning my lips, the ends of my tongue, up into my gums, mostly in the front part of my mouth, because that's where I bit it and chewed it, started chewing it first. Even though I chewed it around my mouth, it's just really right there. And maybe going to the back of the throat, very tiny little bit might be going on there. And really that's about it. There's really nothing else, with the heat. It's just that warm, glowing, almost macadam type of burn. It's a real strange pepper. This is a nice one. Now, do I know how hot these are going to get? I have no idea. I don't know if these are going to get much hotter, or we'll grow it next year, or maybe we'll review it again. But I couldn't tell you if this is going to be like a major heat difference between this year and next year. Don't have any idea. I'm going to try growing a lot of these peppers outdoor in full sun and see if we can bring up and enhance the pepper as much as we can. See what its full potential is as far as the heat goes, maybe the flavor, production. In the greenhouse, again, a lot of times you'll see I grow them like this. That's my first year of growing them, and I mainly do that to proof it, to make sure that it's the right seed and everything. And then after I see that everything's good and I don't have to like chuck a bunch of plants out, which I usually do, because it's either not the right seed or not the right pheno, or it's not, I chuck them out, and then I concentrate on regrowing those again from seed next year. Meanwhile, all the ones that I did proof and I know that they're good, those are the ones I bring outdoors and I grow them outside. And boy, do they produce the following year. They really, really produce. They'll put out a ton of pods. So that's the goal for next year. But we'll revisit this again, and we'll take a better look at its capabilities and maybe its flavor profile again, and see if it kind of changes between now and next year. But it's a nice one. It's a very nice one. Again, I'm not a super hot pepper guy, though I do reviews on them. And I do eat them with cooking, but eating them raw, it's not my thing. I do them for you guys. But as far as I'm concerned, this is a lower heat pepper, and this is the type of peppers that I like to eat either raw or in salads or cooked and stuff like that. But mostly I could get away with eating these raw without getting, a gut cramp or something like that. So it's a good one, guys. So what I'll do is I'll leave whatever information I get online. I'll put that in the description below. I will also leave a link in the description below where you could go over to the website and you can purchase the seeds for this variety if you want to give it a go for yourself. But that's about it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on the next one. Take care.